She's a fucking professional. Yo, goddamn it. You're muted, what? Endearing, it's iconic. Cheese breaks, fade breaks, staying hydrated. It's shorty time. She's a fucking delight. Trial watching, trials and tribulations. It's Camp Shorty calling all nations. What are you drinking? Shall we skip this part? Left or right-handed? Shit, she slid it to the start. She's a fucking professional. Yo, goddamn it. You're muted, what? Endearing, it's iconic. Cheese breaks, fade breaks, staying hydrated. It's shorty time. She's a fucking delight. Psychology corner. Let's learn about stuff. New Miss Shorty music. Calling their bluff. Best chat, best community. We've got the best mods. A safe, supportive sanctuary full of fun and love. Rock out with your cats down. Curse all you want. And here at Camp Shorty, we even say cut. She's a fucking professional. Yo, goddamn it. You're muted, what? Endearing, it's iconic. Cheese breaks, fade breaks, staying hydrated. It's shorty time. She's a fucking delight. Hey, shorties, what's doing, y'all? Get in here, shorties. Let's fucking go. Camp Shorty. Camp Shorty. Camp Shorty. Camp Shorty.
Hi, I'm fancy seeing you here. Hi, shorties. Hi, digitally. Hello from snowy Vermont, USA. Say hi to Chloe for us. Wait, I just realized I better check my audio. Oh, no, it's on the right thing. I might turn my microphone up just a little because we're not in ASAP Rocky territory. Good to see you. And I see Miss Steph is here. I hope you're feeling better, gorgeous. Good to see you. Lovely. Who else is here? Michelle's here. Holly's here. I wasn't getting wine and cheese, sadly. I struggle with being articulate and concise at the best of times. So wine has to wait till after. Trust me, I've been thinking about wine. What the fuck? Love you. If you don't have the spoons to be in chat, totally get it. Thank you for listening. Love you, girl. Steph. Cue the trolls. Well, yes, we'll see. I don't think they're starting to lose interest. No sign of Chloe. Yikes. Don't tell Steph. Hi, Colours. Good to see you again. Thank you all for joining, coming back. Amber's here. Huzzah. Thank you. I meant to say thank you so much, mods. Friendly moderators, beautiful friends for everything you do. But I forgot to say thank you in the last stream, and that was rude of me. Sorry, brain. Oh, it's starting to rain. My lights will look better. They are looking good. Miss Shorty. Joey, you sneaky deek. Thank you also to Joey, who does definitely deserve a pay rise. The check maybe did bounce, Joey. Joey just said to me, I think sometimes you take me a little bit too seriously. And I think you meant literally. And yes, I do. Amber might be able to attest to this also. We autistic folk, we neurodivergent folk often take things literally, particularly in type, in text, versus wow, it's really coming down. Versus I get nuances and stuff in conversation. In text, sometimes you'll often also see me, I'll say, I don't understand what you mean. Like I don't get it. And I'll just straight up say, I don't understand what you mean. So that, yes. But what are we here for today? I'm back, says Sav. So, yes, a very interesting conversation to have. It's sort of a two-part combined live stream because the first thing, or the thing I really wanted to talk about, which is the spoon theory, wasn't going to be a whole long live stream. Not that we need to make it long, but I wanted to add a little bit more to it. And so we'll talk about what spoon theory is first. Generally, it can be useful for neurodivergent folk, autistic folk, ADHD folk, but also it can be a helpful analogy for everybody when you're feeling a little bit low on energy or capabilities. Joey, thanks. Here, look, we can do this now because the audio doesn't have to be. Got so many videos here. Wow. This.
Count it 5, 10, yeah, 15, 20, 25, 30, yeah, get the money.
Now we're just trying to see if fucking hashtag free Karen Reed Oregon Ducks gets a membership, aren't we? Lol. Hard no. It's just a nice way to weed them out, isn't it? Spooning can lead to forking. Thank you, Steph. Yes. Grass is green enough. Hello, hello. Heather Taylor. Excellent. Well, that's good. Heather Taylor's a friend of the channel. Lovely. Sharing Sharon Creates. Aqua E. Yes. Finally, some people who actually watch our channel getting memberships. Amazing. I love when a buddy gets it. Yes. Hi, Vixie. Good to see you. Treacles, sweet thing you. So, shall we do... So that's the first part, spoon theory. The second part, and I think it's very much relevant and relative to that conversation. We're going to talk a little bit about how adult women, particularly, but not necessarily, society sort of deems or dictates that we women in Western society, at least, behave and respond and interact socially in a certain way. And if your brain is different, per being neurodivergent, not less than, just different, nothing wrong with the neurodivergent brain, it's just different. And I would go so far as to suggest the ratio of neurodivergent to neurotypicals is more like about 40-60, 40 neurodivergent percent in society, 60 neurotypical, could be even more even than that. That's not what statistics say at the moment, but that's because mental health, the medical profession is only just starting to really understand how neurodivergence presents in women, particularly adult women. And there's a lot more diagnoses going on late in life, as often parents, mothers, seek diagnosis for their children for neurodivergence and realize that, wow, I think I might be autistic also, or I think I might be ADHD also. I also have a theory that ADHD and autism are the same thing. Not a mental health professional, not a doctor, just think that it's a spectrum. Anyway, shall we learn about spoon theory first? Yes. Nick says, I'm a lurker and replay today, now at golf, but this sounds super interesting. Yes, Nick, I think you'll really enjoy it. Play well, sir. Make sure you show us what cap you're wearing today. I presume there's one of those little caps that you like to wear, as your display picture has also. Vixie says, I think I'm just crazy. Well, I used to think I was crazy and weird too, until I realized that no, I'm not. My brain's just different. It was the most, like, that's when I was born. For me, understanding without a shadow of doubt, and there's I'll put one in the description box. There's a self-diagnosis, a self-assessment checklist for autistic, or for women, adult women, to appraise as to whether they think they might be autistic, neurodivergent. By the way, Asperger's is a very outdated and no longer used terminology for autism. Also, I don't love ASD. ASD to me is also outdated, and you'll find a lot of neurodivergent folks who don't like ASD because it suggests that autism spectrum disorder is a problem, or disorder of the brain. It's not. It's just a difference of the brain. Hi, Mandy. Good to see you. I love you too, sweet lady. Here, let me play you this one. Wait. So many videos, Joey. We're spoiled for choice here. This. Oh, it's on loop. God, phew, just in time. Took it off loop. And this one.
I'll take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away.
So, masking in adult women who think that they're just pushing along, trundling along, wondering why some things feel overwhelming to them in life, does really much link into the spoon theory. And masking can end up leading to burnout. Autistic burnout is very real because we're trying to operate as either diagnosed or undiagnosed neurodivergence in a very heavily neurotypical world. Things are structured for yes, Asperger's. Sorry, I went off track. Asperger's is related to, and I'll paraphrase and I'll probably get it wrong, but Asperger's is the Nazis had a Dr. Asperger who did tests and studies on concentration camp people, children, and so Asperger's used to relate to high functioning, also kind of a shitty term, but it's people who are very able to mask, to operate in society, to be quite capable and competent on its face, at least with executive functioning. I think it's just how good you are at masking. Often Asperger's, back in the day when it was a terminology that was used to talk about the precocious, the early speaking, maybe of a higher degree of intelligence than average, not of just in general, like quite intelligent, quite articulate, spoke early, whereas and then the rest, yuck, it's hard to say this without sounding just so dated and it's just not a term anymore. So the lower functioning, awful, but the lower functioning, what are they called now? I haven't been diagnosed, much to certain friends of the internet's chagrin. Level 1, level 2, level 3, I don't even know which way it goes. I should know, but I don't. All I know is that I'm definitely autistic. I'm definitely someone who masked previously, less of a masker these days because fuck that shit, I'm just going to be me. But it all links in together. So we don't say Asperger's, bad Nazi kind of a person. There are other ways. High functioning is kind of awful too. Low functioning is kind of seems derogatory. Anyone who's autistic is neurodivergent. It's an umbrella terminology or an umbrella phrase to encompass also dyslexia, dyscalculia, aphantasia, people who don't have a mind's eye, like Emily D. Baker. She can't picture anything in her mind's eye, nothing. Tourette's, ADHD, autism. That's neurodivergence. It's just a different brain. So I'm rambling. Standard. Probably should have some. Yes, that. In fact, yes. Outdated, but I know, like Aussie Insider likes to refer to herself as having Asperger's, and I get it. When I first realized that I was autistic, it was in December of 2019, and the pennies all dropped. And for me, all of a sudden, the random dots of my life suddenly joined and became a picture, or everything made sense. And I did that self-assessment checklist. It's kind of a strongly agree sort of multiple choice thing. There's about 40 questions, and I strongly identified with, I think, all but 2 of the 40 or so questions. It might be 20, can't remember. I'll put a link in the description after. But then the initial research I did on, like, Googling, Dr. Google, Uncle Google, led me to find a lot of stuff online 5 years ago about Asperger's and people calling themselves Aspies. And I started off my journey of self-identification and self-diagnosis speaking of that, because I was articulate. I was a precocious child. I spoke and read very early and at a very high level. You're not surprised. But very quickly sort of realized once I joined some adult women autistic Facebook groups that we don't say that anymore, because the stuff you find online can be outdated. So it hasn't been in the DSM-5. It's not in the DSM-5, Asperger's. I don't think it's been, I don't know if it was in the 4. We'll see. Catching up. Kelly Waller, sorry, my eyes. Catching up, just came in from the blizzard in southern Wisconsin. Stay safe and get warm, girl. Lovely. So, enough rambling because my articulateness, isn't a word, is failing. Shall we let someone else do the talking? Great idea. What have we got? Let me find it. The first one here is this one. Spoon theory and autism. I even struggle with autism. I like to say I am autistic. We don't have autism. It's not something you can pick up and put down. It's not like a handbag. I just like to say I am autistic. There's no shame in autistic. It's a badge of honor. It's a superpower. It's also quite a hindrance in a neurotypical world at times. But the more you know, the more empowered you are, right? Let's do it. It's the very end of the video. No, it's not. What's going on here? Oh my goodness. Subscribe. Full screen. Get rid of that.
Hey, it's Tay with Mom on the Spectrum, and today I'm joined by my special guest,
I got this.
Beltray the cat. Beltray, you can't do that while I'm filming. Clean somewhere else, like not your. We think today is a great day to talk about spoon theory. Are you done?
We're watching today is
I decided to wear my NSYNC Christmas sweatshirt before Thanksgiving because life is too short. Also, if you're new to this channel, if you could subscribe and like this video, that helps me out a ton and helps my videos show up for more people like you and me. Also, check out the community tab on my YouTube channel to join more of the discussions that we have during the week. So what is spoon theory? Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. Maybe you call yourself a spoonie, and we'll talk about what that means in a second.
No, but
I
cute.
feel that spoon theory is an incredible way to talk about what it's like to live within.
It's
an
fast. I'm going to slow it
illness,
down just a little,
disability,
even though it's on
or
one
different
speed.
ability. The
She
term
talks like
spoon
me,
theory was
fast.
originally coined in 2003 by Christine Miserandino. She wrote an essay called The Spoon Theory, which is on her website, butyoudon'tlooksick.com. I'll put a link to that in the description. She was having dinner with her friend one evening, and her friend wanted to try and understand more of what it was like for her to live with lupus. And Christine was looking for a way to show that with the tools that she had at hand, and just grabbed a spoon off the table and started explaining. So what is spoon theory? How does it work? Spoons represent energy that we have to carry out tasks during the day. There are no set numbers of spoons.
Now she's
we
too
don't
slow.
know that an autistic
Oh,
person
damn it.
has a certain number of spoons and a non-autistic person has a certain number of spoons. You might also hear me use the term autistic, which means not autistic. So we don't know a particular number of spoons that we start the day with. Okay, this is all kind of a way for you to visualize the energy that you have for a particular day, and nobody can tell you how many spoons you do or don't have. Let's say that an autistic person starts the day with 20 spoons. They can use those 20 spoons to do anything that comes up during the day. Get out of bed, brush their teeth, make breakfast, go to work, pick the kids up from school. An autistic person might start the day with 12 spoons. So already they're operating on a deficit because they don't have quite as much energy to expend during the day. Hello, welcome back. Different people will feel like it costs them a different amount of spoons for different activities. So let me explain. So for me, brushing my teeth, for some reason, that always exhausts me. So for me, that's going to cost a whole spoon. That takes a lot of energy out of me. But for an autistic person, that might not cost a spoon at all. That might not.
I'm going to pause here and say the number of spoons it takes me to just have a shower. And don't get me wrong, I love it's lovely being in the shower. It's just the thought of it. Every day, like just getting ready for me in the mornings for work, or for worse, harder still for live streaming, because for when I go to work, I just get out of the shower, let my hair dry naturally if I washed it. No makeup, just a bit of mascara, sunscreen, boom, out the door, clothes on, boom. Takes me like 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 times longer, 10 times probably longer to get ready for a live stream. And I've refined that significantly. Just the drag of it, the thought of how much effort it takes me. It sounds wild, but it just does. So I personally would say my morning routine on a work day, if I have got 12 spoons to start with, getting out the door in the morning, let's talk about getting up, 3:30 in the morning, to leaving the house, costs me out of my 12 spoons, I reckon 5. Like, I'm not even kidding. 5, easy peasy. It's time blindness also. We'll do a live on that. So yes, just like and brushing my teeth in the shower. I do a lot of stuff like I brush my teeth in the shower. I try to make it that once I get in the shower, I get as much done in there as possible. So I brush my teeth in there. But because I often don't have a shower at night, I struggle to brush my teeth at night. I have like 22 different flavored toothpastes. I bought an electric toothbrush to try and make it more fun for me to think to brush my teeth in the evenings. And I just push against it. I don't know why. It's been the last sort of 6 or 7 or 8 years. It's gone by the wayside for me. I even tried to just think to swizzle some water in my mouth. It's a whole thing. It's by the end of the day, I'm out of spoons. Out of spoons.
Not cost them any mental or physical energy. Like, it's a blip on their radar. They can brush their teeth no
Hi,
problem.
seize the
It's not
day.
taxing at all. So if you're like me, I know many autistic people who feel like just getting ready in the morning is a huge energy sucker. So by the time we get out of bed, brush our teeth, wash our face, make something for breakfast, get dressed.
Pause. Also, not that it's about me, but if you've got other things to do in the mornings, I mean, it's a little bit about me. If you've got other things to do in the mornings, like if you have pets or children, or like for me, an entire family, community, friends, and network that live on the other side of the planet, I get up an extra hour early so that I can communicate with you all. I do, like this morning, I've been up since 10 to 3. It's now 20 to 1 p.m. on Saturday, and I didn't stop. I was still no surprise, still pushing it for time to be able to go live, and I pushed the time back by 15 minutes for our first stream. So that communicating, doing channel stuff, just chatting with my friends, more spoons. If but it's enjoyable, but it uses energy. It uses spoons. And who was it that just said, yes, seize the day. I've known and lived with not enough spoons for 28 years. The thing is, if you keep, and she'll talk about this, it's there may come a time where your deficit, there's no more spoons, like there's no more spoons. And that's where autistic or just general life burnout can occur, because if you keep taking spoons from future days to keep pushing to maintain that level of functionality in your family unit or in your work or whatever, it can, like autistic burnout, man, I swear I had autistic burnout for about 5 years. It all coincided with being homeless and getting off drugs and all sorts of things. It's tough.
Dressed, we might have already used 5 spoons up for the day. I mean, it's like a really big
Yes,
energy
Joey.
commitment and cost for a lot of people on the spectrum. Whereas an allistic person, it might only cost them 1.5 spoons to do their whole morning routine. There might be something totally random that costs you spoons.
Pause again. Sorry. Yes. So, like Princey has MS. Any disability, which is anybody who's not fully able or holistic, yes. So if you have chronic pain, fibromyalgia, all the things, MPSC, chronic fatigue syndrome, Crohn's, anything where you have things that affect your daily and overall ability to, even back pain, chronic back pain. All of those things mean you're likely starting off with a reduced set of spoons or a finite number of spoons compared to people who are lucky enough to not have those limitations on their health and well-being. Yes. So this is about autistic or neurodivergent spoons, but yes, it absolutely can apply to anybody who has a condition or a life circumstance. I mean, I would go so far as to say that someone who's homeless, but completely pain-free, completely, their mental health is all good, although I'd question that, as in it's very taxing to be homeless. They would have a very limited number of spoons also. So that.
Spoons that costs nobody else spoons. Maybe saying hi to the person at the crosswalk that helps your kid get safely across to school every morning, maybe saying hi is exhausting to you and that takes a spoon. But for other people, that wouldn't cost anything. One thing I really love about the spoon theory is that you
No shame, Holly. I get it, man. If I didn't have to stream over or choose to stream over my Christmas break, I would not have had a shower. I would have probably had 2 showers. It's just the effort of it all, the spoons of it all. But society as a whole tends to frown on, like, what do you mean you can't get your teeth brushed at night? I know it sounds weirder. What do you mean having a shower is taxing for you? Showers are great. Yes, they are great once you're in there, but the thought of it, yeah? No shame. Don't be ashamed.
get to
We're doing our best. It's the best we can do, right?
determine how many spoons each activity costs you, and nobody else can be like, no, are you sure about that? Let's say you're getting to the end of the day and you've only got 3 spoons left, but you know you've got to bathe the kids, you know you've got to make dinner, and you know you've got to go through your bedtime routine. Something's going to have to give because that probably costs more than 3 spoons to do all of that. So you might pick something up for dinner on the way home and tell the kids they don't have to take a bath tonight. It's really important to end the day without having completely depleted your spoon stash. So if you can end the day with a spoon or a spoon and a half, it usually makes for an easier night of sleep and an easier transition into the following day. There's no way to prove that. I just know for myself and from learning from other people on the spectrum and other people with invisible challenges that whenever you
Invisible
can end the
challenges. I
day
like that.
with something in your tank, it really helps you start the next day well, or at least
Pause. Oh, for fuck's sake. Why? God damn it. I didn't even do that. I know for me, my evening routine and my wind down time means that I'm more than likely going to manage to end up not in a deficit for the next day. But if I have to, I don't know, like a phone call, like a long phone call that's out of my comfort zone, that's going to push me over the edge. If I don't get to do my things in the order in which I'm comfortable with in the evenings, and even, sleep, not getting to bed at a certain sensible time for me means going to bed at 7:30. Sidebar, I went to bed at 7:30 last night. But when she just said then about finishing the day with, if you can, a spoon or half a spoon left, it's better than starting the next day on a brand new clean slate with minus or no leftovers, right? For example, I haven't cooked. I think I've cooked, as in actually cooked from scratch, 2 or 3 times since everything's happened. So since the end of November, I don't beat myself up about that. Hi, Matilda. I just have put different accommodations in place. So I have in my freezer frozen meals. I quite often just have cheese for dinner, or some noodles, because cooking for me will push me over right now. My number of spoons is much limited for the last 3 or 4 months because of, I mean, you all know, the dramas, the targeted smear campaign that I've been subjected to, and all of that trauma, and the never ending, it's stopped now, but the never ending influx of information and horrible news about horrible things happening in our community, well, at our community is probably better, has meant that I've had to make some accommodations, which is what this lovely lady, and I should check and see what her channel is called so I can tell you all, exit full screen. Spoon theory. Oh, her name is Mom on the Spectrum. Mom on the Spectrum. Let me. Oh no. The link to this video is in the description box. So being kind to yourself. I've also not been too heavily judgmental on myself or hard on myself for the fact that, like, my plants, my beautiful plants, I haven't had the spoons to be able to properly care for them. I've got dying plants all around me at the moment because I just can't. My house is in a shambles. I had laundry last weekend that I put away that had been folded and clean, but in piles in my bedroom for months, 2 months. I haven't been able to do it because I've just been swimming along using my maybe 4 spoons, it feels like, just surviving, right? So things can change, and I hope that I will get more spoons back eventually. But for now, I'm not gonna beat myself up about the fact that I'm getting to work on time. Lol, kind of on time. Um, Streaming on the weekends, maintaining my friendships, which are very important to me, my beautiful friends, doing everything I can with us, with our community, and that's okay. The spoon stores will increase again.
It has been said that you can borrow spoons from tomorrow's stash, but I think that's dangerous business. So let's say something comes up and your kids are asking for a play date after school and you really don't have the energy to do it. You could borrow from tomorrow's spoons. Maybe it's available to you to drop the kids off for school the
Lisa,
next morning
keep
and then
listening.
come home and rest to help you recover that lost energy. So you might think, okay, I'm going to kind of borrow from tomorrow so that I can help my kids be able to do this thing that they want to do now. It's not necessarily that this is a bad decision. It's just helpful to be mindful of this
Hi, Nicolette. I
decision
can
and
see you.
know,
Hi.
right now I don't have any spoons, or I'm running low on spoons, so I'm going to have to do something to make up for that deficit. Which brings me to the idea that you can replenish your spoons. So you might be running really low on your spoons in the afternoon. You
Hi, Lady
need to
V.
find some
Good
way
to
to
see
get more
you.
spoons in order to do what you have to do that day. You can replenish those spoons by doing whatever it is that helps you recharge. That might be taking a bath, that might be going for a walk, that might be taking a nap.
It might be going to bed early. It might be having cheese for dinner. It might be saying no to that phone call, or turning your phone off, or choosing your comfort, I don't know, show, or so many self-care things that really help stem the flow of spoon usage, right?
That might be eating a little bit bigger meal so you have more on your stomach. Only you are going to know what replenishes your spoon stash, but it's important that you keep tabs on how many spoons you have left. And again, this isn't concrete. So as you practice using the spoon theory in your own life, you'll kind of figure out what it looks like, what it feels like when you don't have very many spoons left, and you'll figure out how it feels to regenerate more spoon energy. You'll figure out what kind of activities help you do that. This is also super helpful for parents if you have kids.
I'm pausing just to say, Lady V or Mysterious Men of TC, we'll get your channels and Sav's channels into our stream elements so that we can promote them properly. Everybody go and subscribe to Mysterious Men of TC, and I'll also drop Sav's channel in the chat also, because rising seas lift all ships. But while I'm here, let me play this little sparkly thing, because fuck yeah, membership.
Kids with special needs, spoon theory can be extremely helpful. So if they come home from school, my kids, they work so hard to stay focused and engaged at school. I'm pretty sure they use most of their spoons at school. So it's helpful for me to understand that when they get home, they're not going to have a whole lot of spoons left to give. And it's important that I help them manage that.
So this is
Something
Sav's
that's also
channel.
worth
I'm dropping in the
mentioning is
chat
that
now.
executive functioning, I believe, goes hand in hand with the spoon theory.
Maybe.
Because executive functioning skills like planning ahead, organizing, keeping track of what you need to do, all of those things require executive functioning, and those can become
Love you,
really, really challenging and draining.
Yes.
You might even
We
find
will.
that as the day goes on, you start losing
Sleep
spoons
well.
more frequently. So as you become lower on spoons, things cost you more because
Catch the
you're
replay,
operating
Holly.
with a lower amount of energy. So something like picking the kids up from school might not normally cost you 2 spoons, but today it's going to cost you 2 spoons because you're just in a different headspace today than you were yesterday. So I think understanding that executive function can be impacted by the energy that we have on reserve, that can be really helpful, not only for you, but also for your children and the rest of your family if they have special needs or invisible challenges. It might be important to give your child unstructured time when they get home. You might let them go run around outside. You might let them zone out on video games for a little bit just to kind of do whatever it is that their brain wants to do so that they have something left in order to do homework later. But just know they might need to replenish their spoon count before they do that homework. Because they don't
Ahimsa.
have enough spoons to fuel the tasks related
Catch
to
it on the
executive
replay.
function that they need to
Glad to
accomplish in
hear.
order to get their homework done. Now, all that being said, I felt like it might be important to mention in this video the topic of autism as a disability. This is going to vary widely from
Pause.
person to person, and I believe that every person on this
Pause. Thanks, Steph, for gifting a membership to Kathy. Fuck yeah, memberships. Wait, also, Steph, I still haven't sent you fucking raffle, but that's okay. It's not, I haven't forgotten. But I'm a part of a monthly flavored toothpaste club, and I just mentioned it before, I have like 22 flavors. And the latest flavor, black currant, just arrived, and I haven't opened it. And it's hard for me because I'm an only child, but I'm going to put that in your box as well. I promise I'm sending it soon. I promise. The Sunnies and the Vegemite and the chocolates and stuff. And also High Smile toothpaste. You get this in the States. So many good flavors. So good. But that. Now, autistic as being a disability. I think that it can be tricky having to exist as an autistic or a neurodivergent person, or someone who suffers from invisible limitations, as Mom on the spectrum has mentioned, can be disabling. I mean, Amber can attest to this. Amber is struggling at the moment to get accommodations in her workplace that are very reasonable. No overhead lights and no radio on in the workplace because it makes her achieve her sense of overwhelm very much more quickly than if she had those sensory, those overstimulating things not happening in the workplace. So existing as a neurodivergent person in a very a world that's generally structured for neurotypicals, it can be heavily disabling and taxing. But also, I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change my neurodivergence for anything. I love the things that are my autisticness, my neurodivergence, my ADHD make me me. And I think about things differently. I I solve problems differently. I'm like a fucking delight.
on the spectrum has a right to their own thoughts on whether or not autism is a disability or a different ability. There's different types of disabilities,
That
medical disabilities, social disabilities.
they won't do it.
Different people are going to have different ideas about where autism falls in relation to all of those terms. I feel like saying that recently, autism has really felt like a disability to me. I do think there's many facets of it that make me unique, interesting, great skills that I feel like improve my life.
Yes.
There are many times when it just feels really, really hard. It
Yes.
feels like it's stacked up against me, like
Yes.
I can't win. And
Yes.
so I wanted to share that today.
Pause. Same. So when I'm like, I can do so many things, and I say to Joey, I can't do that. I can't do that. Like my brain can't do that. And it's frustrating because of course you can do that. Look at you. You can do all these things. Yeah, but I can't do that. It's very frustrating because I seem so capable. And on many things, like, why am I like this? Well, because my brain's different. It's a whole thing.
Today because I think it's important to find positive traits about our neurotype, and I think they're definitely there, but I also think it's important to allow space to talk about those challenges and to talk about how it affects our life negatively and to be okay with how other people view that for themselves. If somebody sees it as a disability and that helps them understand themselves better and get the help that they need, I think that's wonderful. If somebody sees it as a different ability or a social disability or doesn't even like to talk about how it relates to them in terms of an ability or disability, I think that being respectful of how we all approach this is very important. We're all figuring it out. We all have different knowledge and wisdom that we can bring to the table. I think hearing out where other people fall on this issue can be really important to helping us all gain a more accurate understanding and reflection of how autism truly presents.
I love you,
affects
Joey.
the people who are of that neurotype. I'm just sitting here like holding spoons the whole time. I guess this is my fidget toy today. I really like these spoons. They're from Target and my kids use them and I love how colorful they are. He's sitting just out of frame today. I'm so sorry. So the main reason
Pause. The things I cackle about sometimes when I'll be like, when I'm getting a bit overwhelmed at work or when I'm feeling a little like not so much the last couple of weeks, but for a while there, I'd be like, oh, the drag. of everything that was coming at me, at us, the never-ending waves, the tsunami of just gut-wrenching trauma that was coming at me, at us. And I'd be like, and then suddenly I'd feel myself switch into masking and just like buck up, but overly buck up. And I'd be talking to myself like all chirpy and like masking and shit and just like toxic positivitying, but not just like flicking my mask on just so that I was, and compartmentalizing, dissociating really from what was happening in all of that, to just like, nah. And I'd be like sprightly and fun with my colleagues, and the only way, but that takes extra spoons, right?
The main reason this theory was created in the first place was to help the loved ones of people with invisible challenges and disabilities to better understand those challenges. So if there's someone in your life that you hope could understand you better, this video might be a great thing to show to them to help them understand more of what you deal with on a day-to-day basis. It might be a great way to open the conversation and allow you to speak more of your mind when it comes to living with the challenges that you face. If you're
Pause. Yes, Brit. Yes. Brit says, Vixie, maybe you can't manage the multi conversations at home because you've used all your spoons when not at home. Home is a place to recharge. Absolutely. Hi, Moon Goddess. Good to see you. Yay. Agreed, Brit. For me, like I was just saying before, my end of day time, even from when I leave work, I use so much energy just being the switched on, safety first, gregarious, sparkling fucking delight that I am. That for me, quite often, that drive home, and also, fuck my life, there's been no cell service where I work for the last 3 months. It's such a drag. Everything that should be easy is really so much harder, using more spoons, right? So then the prospect, again, I go back to the prospect of a phone call, the prospect of having to cook dinner, and even walking in the door with my beautiful dogs, and I love them very much. But you see me at the start of our live streams, and they weren't here at the start of this one, but they come, and I'm like, and you'll hear me say, guys, this is really overwhelming for me because sometimes it's just too much. So back to what Britt says, maybe you can't manage the multi conversations at home. Highly likely. And the other thing is, perhaps, and I think if anybody watches EDB, I think Kelly said before, EDB talks about how in her family unit, like Dr. B is someone who processes things at a different speed to her children. She and her children are very much talkers, and they talk over the top of each other. And Dr. B needs things in writing and visual. EDB and her sons seem to be more visual learners, but also they have a different auditory intake and a different processing speed. So if you people in your family, Vixie, have got different brains, different ways of recharging, different ways of processing information, different levels of where their overwhelm is in terms of sensory overload, that could be that could be a tricky dynamic. It could be a worthwhile sort of having a talk to the family and just saying, hey, I need a little bit of quiet here, and then I'll be more patient or more able, have more spoons to hold those conversations. Or perhaps we can all talk one at a time, or give me half an hour when I first walk in the door. That might not be realistic. But like the dogs, when I walk in the door, oh my God, there's some days when I'm like, I love you guys so much, but I can't right now. I can't right now.
If you're a loved one of someone with an invisible challenge or disability, you might be able to ask them things like, how many spoons do you feel like you're working with today? Is there anything I can do to help you protect or replenish your spoons? It might sound silly, but as long as you're having an open conversation with the person that you care about and making sure that they're comfortable with the terminology and language you're using, I think in many instances, this can be a very helpful conversation to have and can help the other person feel seen, respected, validated. So consider using these terms, asking these types of questions to help people in your lives living with these types of challenges get more of the help and support that they need. Another
Pause. That calls back to our live stream last weekend about setting boundaries. So these things are all very much related. What we're talking about this is going in the neurodivergents. Let's talk neurodivergents playlist, but the psychology corner also. They're all relevant to each other. So setting boundaries, like you can't set boundaries to your cat, Steph, nor can I with my dogs. And then you get into that. If you don't articulate your needs and express what you need, or if your family members don't express what they need to feel safe, comfortable, not overwhelmed, it's kind of everyone's got different needs. And while pets don't understand those conversations, hopefully the adults and or children in your world, in your spheres, if you all talk about it with no, just like, hey, this is what I need. Like I need to have a quiet night tonight. I'm going to come home. I'm bringing takeout, or there's frozen meals in the freezer or whatever, and I'm gonna have a bath. I'm out of spoons for today. Or hey, I can't talk tonight. Or hey, we'll do homework tomorrow night, or whatever it is. There's so many ways if and these are setting boundaries. They're not necessarily like hardline boundaries as far as what's okay and what's not okay, but they kind of are. Because if you're not feeling okay, or if your family members or your partner aren't feeling okay, then let's work out how we can meet each other's needs, in a collaborative way.
Another interesting thing to note is that a term has been created called spoonie, and some people use that term spoonie to refer to being disabled, differently abled, and it's almost kind of like a secret language. Instead of saying I'm disabled, differently abled, you can say I'm a spoonie. So you might see that hashtag going around. You could search by that hashtag to find more information on this topic. But I'm proud to be a spoonie, and I'm proud to be in this community of spoonies. Hashtag spoonie community.
Shorties.
Also, in the
Hashtag
process of
shorties.
researching and studying for this video, I found another YouTube channel that's amazing. I'm going to put a link in the description. I believe her name is Jessica. She is differently abled. She's funny, she's charming. She has a video on spoon theory. She uses sim characters on either side of the screen. One is a person with invisible disability, and the other person is more or less neurotypical, for lack of better words. And she models the spoon theory for each person, and it's really interesting. So in fact, I'll put that video at the end of this video, like when you see the different thumbnails. I'll put it somewhere over here so you can click on it, check it out, support her channel. I love that this community supports others with different abilities. I think it's really cool to watch that and see how we show up for each other. Speaking of that, if you haven't seen my last video, I made a video about a really cool online community for people on the spectrum called AS Direct. It's a group on Discord. And if you're interested in
Discord.
joining, it's totally free, and it's the largest autistic community on Discord at the moment. It's run by some really talented people who work really hard to keep it a safe and kind community. So if you're interested in that, check out my last video. I'll also put a link to that community in the description here. So check out the resources section in this video. Thank you so much to those of you who are supporting the channel by subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing. All of those things are amazing. If you've been impacted by this channel and would like to support it financially, you can name your own price for my Meltdown Survival Guide to help you navigate meltdowns, link in the description. And I've also got a couple of other ways that you can support the channel in the description below. As always, leave me a comment letting me know your experience with spoon theory. Is this new to you? Have you used it before? Is it helpful? What am I missing? Let me hear all of it. You know I love hearing from you. Thank you all so much for your support. I love doing what I do. I love getting to interact with y'all and learn about you and your stories. You're not alone. Your brain is unique. It's a beautiful gift, and we're going to learn how to love it together. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.
Amen, Mom. So let me put her channel in the chat. Mom on the spectrum. If you just type that, you'll get it. So what do you think, chat? Have we heard of the spoon theory? Princey says, I love this channel. Well, good. Same. So that's Mom on the spectrum. Hey, Miss Shorty, 13 Kings. I miss you so much. I hope you are doing okay, sweetie. Well, Kings, yes, I am. And guess what? I told Holly earlier, Holly Street, she's gone to bed now, but we are going back to Karen Reid content. Rest assured, when the trial gets closer and through the trial, we will absolutely be going back to Karen Reid stuff. So thank you for stopping by. And I do miss you too. I did also, it was called AS, what did she say? Kings, I went back to, I've started sharing my stream schedule on Twitter again, which was a little bit triggering, but I was brave and I did it. Now, she is lovely. She is lovely. There's her channel, Mom on the Spectrum. No borrowing spoons from tomorrow and no leftover spoons from the day before. Haven't heard of it, Vixie. I have heard of it, says Mysterious Manor Lady V. Prince Lover. Yes. Matilda says I've known about it for years. It's used for people who have fibromyalgia. Yes. Mwah, love you too. Scotty, hi, good to see you. Stopped by to leave my DNA. Thanks, Candy. Lovely. Hi, Candy. Okay. So let's talk. Hey, look, here's a different guy. I haven't ever watched him before. We've got a couple of videos from this guy. His name's Orion Kelly. He's an Australian guy. That autistic guy. Share this tab instead. So, wait, why is it flashing? What am I doing? Like all the questions. Nobody really knows. Okay. Oh, wait.
Spoon theory is a metaphor.
Motherfucker. So this is another video. It's half an hour. We'll see. We might watch a bit of this because I've got other stuff I want to talk about.
I'm Orion Kelly, that autistic guy. I'm all about providing validation and support for autistic people and their loved ones. And the reason why I do these is because some people say these videos that I don't edit, I don't plan, I don't script.
Neither. Can you tell?
Be me and talk are the ones that validate them or resonate with them the most. That's the reason why I do these things. And this one, I want to talk about something that's really been pushing me big time recently. You know, the spoon theory. Have you heard of that? The spoon theory. You might hear people that are autistic or people that have, other.
Vixie, I think that's a good idea. It could be a long, challenging, arduous road because fibromyalgia, or chronic fatigue syndrome as it used to be called, is still not often properly recognized. But if you're feeling pain all the time, like physical pain, that could well be it. Also, fibromyalgia and Crohn's and stuff, irritable bowel syndrome, those are all often comorbid with neurodivergence. There's a really strong link between with chronic pain and pain issues, digestive issues, and neurodivergence. So we all. I'm sorry you have a lot of pain. It's awful, and some keep going. If you do decide to go and seek diagnosis for that, push, because it might take you quite some time for a medical professional to recognize it. There's kind of a divide in medical folks about fibromyalgia, from what I understand. It might have changed. That was about 10 years ago. So hopefully things have changed.
Other conditions or disabilities, say, I'm running low on spoons or I'm out of spoons today. I bring that up because at this point where I am at life right now, not only have I lost all my spoons, but I don't know if I'll ever get them back. That's how it kind of feels. You probably can't see it out of shot, but I'm just rubbing my hand.
Still muted. Kings, I think you might want to stick around for this conversation then. We're talking about spoon theory, and we've watched one little video, and this is another. And the thumbnail says autistic spoon theory, but it's neurodivergence, chronic pain, people with invisible limitations and also visible limitations. So someone who's physically disabled in some way will also probably, almost certainly, operate on a limited number of or amount of energy or capacity or capability. But chronic pain is absolutely going to impact on how able we are to get basic things done in life, right? So stick around. Just because it's not free, Karen Reed, doesn't mean it's not a valuable video to watch.
In a way that feels nice to me. It might seem aggressive to someone else, but it feels nice to me. So I think the premise of spoon theory, in my opinion, too, could come back to just one word, which is capacity, right? Not competence, capacity. So I think that's probably one of the more important. Roger, my cat, you can't see it. It just walked through the cords in the camera. Anyway,
I feel your pain, sir.
capacity is a great way of looking at it. So, as an autistic person, capacity can be the gateway to a diagnosis, because all autistic people are different, just like all neurotypical people are different. And there's a certain presentation that's been picked up for decades, and there's another type of autistic presentation that's been missed for decades. Hence this lost generation of late diagnosed autistic people, including me. Roger, can you just get down? Come on. You're killing me, dude. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Good job.
Fucking Roger.
So if you have the capacity at a certain phase in your life to navigate the challenges, the demands, the stresses, then you may go undiagnosed, misdiagnosed, or you may, like me, struggle horrifically, be overwhelmed and burdened with anxiety and all different things, not know why, no one can understand why, and therefore just think you're just bad, broken, whatever. So that's because at that phase in your life, and for me, that may have been when you're a kid, when you're a teenager, when you're a young adult. There's nothing easy about being an autistic kid, teenager, young adult. And there's certainly nothing easy about being an undiagnosed autistic kid, teenager, young adult. But because it is horrific navigating all that. But you don't have, as a rule, as a kid, a teenager, you don't have a mortgage, a partner, right? Kids, job, responsibilities, all the layers of stresses and demands. So at some point, you kind of find a way to get through life. Even though it's not easy, you still have the same amount of spoons every day, and doing things that neurotypical people do in effect that seems easier to them than us takes more spoons. So for example, if getting dressed in the morning costs a neurotypical person, let's say it costs them 1 spoon, right? It costs an autistic person 2, maybe 3 spoons, right? So we're taking up 3 times more energy to do one task, meaning as we continue to do more tasks throughout the day, or as we continue.
Pausing just to remind you that while myself and Orion and also Mom on the Spectrum, the last video we watched, while they're talking about the spoon theory and this limited amount of energy, or how much energy or capability it requires to get just daily stuff done, it doesn't have to be. It can be chronic pain, back pain, all the things we've talked about. So it's interchangeable. It's a bit like when we're talking about narcissists, and it doesn't necessarily have to be hardline diagnosable narcissists. Those theories can apply to assholes and toxic people as well. So same here. Anybody with invisible or visible limitations can relate, hopefully, to this, what Orion is saying.
Continue to process or navigate stress, anxiety, these kind of things, we're using up even more spoons to the point where it takes a much shorter amount of time to completely use up all our spoons. In other words, use up our capacity. So whereas a neurotypical person may go through their entire day, get home and have completed the day and still have remaining spoons,
Chewing
still
the
have
microphone,
remaining
sorry.
capacity to
I forgot.
continue to juggle and maintain and face and deal with further stresses and demands post the day. An autistic person like myself may have already I keep wanting to say extinguished, but that's
Extended.
not exceeded, whatever you want to say.
Expended.
At lunch or by the afternoon.
Yep.
And then you've got to factor in, but hang on, there'll be kids home soon, right? Then it'll be dinner time, bedtime, blah, 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 right? There'll be stress and different things. But I'm already out. How do I navigate this? I think I've said that right.
Same, Scotty.
I just want to make sure I don't misrepresent spoon. What do you call it?
Theory.
Spoon theory.
I love him.
Can I ask you a quick question, please?
Of course. What would you like to ask?
Could you?
Sidebar, I really think it's important to use manners on voice prompted home systems and on your phone to Siri, Google, Alexa. It's teaching children of the adults of the future that just bark demands at people and to expect a result, and they get it. If you say thank you to Siri at the end, she says, "My pleasure. You're welcome. No worries." Just a little, it really bothers me. I love that he asked, please.
Could you just briefly explain to me what spoon theory means in regards to an autistic person?
Spoon theory is a metaphor used to describe the energy and effort required for daily tasks, especially for people with chronic illnesses or disabilities, including autistic individuals. Imagine you start the day with a limited number of spoons, each representing a unit of energy. Every activity, whether it's getting dressed, socializing, or working, uses up a certain number of spoons. You have no more energy left for other tasks. This helps illustrate how everyday activities can be more draining for autistic people compared to neurotypical individuals.
Great. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Siri always says you're welcome.
Did that make sense?
Yes.
So
Sorry, guys.
imagine you start the day with a limited number of spoons, each representing a unit of energy. Each activity, whether it's getting dressed, socializing, or working, uses up a certain number of spoons. Once you run out, you have no more energy left for other tasks. This helps illustrate how everyday activities can be more draining for autistic people compared to neurotypical individuals. Thank you, ChatGPT.
Oh, that's
Okay.
chat. Oh, I learned something. That's ChatGPT. Never used it. Wouldn't know how to use it. I use my own words. Next.
So I hope that's represented a bit. I think my description was pretty similar, and I'm a human. I'm a living, breathing human. Though it is fair to say that at this point in my life, that is probably my closest friend. That will still talk to me. So
I love it.
why?
He's funny. I like him a
Why
lot.
do I feel like my spoons are gone and I'm not getting them back? Because you understand the theory, but I feel like
Here's what I'm going to say. I refer to it as pushing shit uphill. Like, oh my God. And I need a lot of alone time and non-interaction time to keep my spoon supply within reason, to not go into a deficit. But obviously my work and this community, us, and also the channel stuff we're doing behind the scenes requires a lot of interacting. And also I enjoy and crave interacting. Britt mentioned social battery. Yes, social battery is another good term. Some people's social battery are recharged by interacting with others. Yikes, that's going to be a no for me. I'll go into my shell, man. I'll be in shutdown mode if I've got too much social interaction, and I'll set those boundaries. It doesn't matter who it's to. I'll be like, I can't right now. But I love this guy. I'm going to watch more of him for sure.
I've reached a point in my life now where I've reached like the critical mass of stresses and demands. Right? Some people say life
Kirby.
can be easy, then it gets hard, then it gets easy again. That's
Hi,
a general.
Kirby.
I've reached like the critical mass of stresses and demands by choice, willingly, knowingly, and very happy to do it. Love my wife, love my kids, love my family, right? But that doesn't change the fact, like you can love going outside, but if you use a wheelchair, right, it doesn't mean it's still just going to be easy, right? There's still challenges to doing things you love. So let's
Yes.
drop the generic crap. So
Mirroring each other. So autistic.
you reach the point where I've got I've got a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old. That's probably right whiz bang in the middle of a pretty intense kind of, parenting phase. You're still really trying to build them up as good human beings. And there's a lot of hands-on work, a lot of stresses and demands. And it's to me, it feels like I've reached the point where all I can say is, my capacity is falling well and truly short to what I feel is required to be a good husband, a good dad, and a good human being. And I feel like I'm not reaching that level, and therefore I'm failing at all those things.
I just want to pause for a moment to say, have you noticed his eye contact, even with the camera? I don't often look at the camera, but I look straight ahead with you guys. Have you ever noticed, chat, that when I'm pontificating, when I'm like soapboxing, grandstanding, whatever, like talking, rabbiting on, I look around everywhere? You might have noticed. That was the very first indicator by another person to me that I might have been autistic. I've always been highly aware of my eye contact issues. I'm very good at making eye contact with people when they're talking. No discomfort whatsoever. But Joey will love this one, lumpy oatmeal. Inside my brain all the time is many spinning plates that I am keeping going on poles all the time. So many tracks. You might have noticed. So when I'm having to talk, it's just one spinning plate too many for me to be able to manage the eye contact thing. And I remember it was long before I knew I was autistic, and I caught up with this guy. Yeah. And like literally one of the first things he said to me was, "Have you ever been diagnosed as autistic?" I'm like, "Oh, like, sir, how dare you? That's assault. I am not autistic." And he goes, "Really? Because your eye contact shit." I didn't say that. I'm paraphrasing. And it's one of the sort of the biggest key indicators. And you can mask and train yourself. And many parents of autistic children, or just of children in general, train or coach or encourage or insist that their children make eye contact because it's socially expected that one makes eye contact when they're talking to another person. I feel highly uncomfortable, and my words don't come out properly at the best of times, let alone when I'm trying to maintain eye contact when I'm speaking. Orion's affect, he's looking everywhere else. He occasionally glances, and I get that because he's thinking, he's talking. Same. And hand gestures, right? So it is a lot harder to process when you're making eye contact, right? So it took me a couple of years. It set the wheels turning for me, though, because I am highly aware of my inability to make eye contact when I'm speaking. You might have noticed that when you're speaking, I'm looking very intently at you. I'm fine with that, right? I used to say that I didn't, before any of this, years ago, I didn't like making eye contact because you would see into my soul and you would see that I didn't have a soul. That was just, I don't know. That was just, I do have a soul. Sometimes it'd be nice to be soulless, right? But it set the wheels turning for me, and it took me a couple more years, maybe almost 2 years, when I was at my wit's end going, what the fuck is wrong with me? There has to be something wrong with my brain. And I can't remember what the defining moment was. It might have been something on Facebook or on, I don't know what it was. But I suddenly thought, maybe I am, and did some research. And I was like, bing! Best thing I ever learned about myself, ever. No shame. But I was offended. I was like, how dare you? I am not autistic. Yes, you are. So autistic.
And, like,
Hi, Kimberly.
At some point, you think you will be able to find the spoons or the energy, yeah? Like, find it. Like there's a secret cupboard. And I wish that was the case. But every day, I feel like every day I'm already starting with 0 spoons. The idea that I can find some wouldn't help, because if I'm starting a day with no spoons, just using that theory, and every day is the same with demands and stresses, I'm going into the negative, right? I'm like negative 20 spoons. So you found 5, great. That doesn't help, right? It's, and everything's a choice in life. And, and like I said, everyone has choices, and we all make our choices, and we all live by our choices. And that's, like I said, it's not about that, right? It's about coming to a realization as a late diagnosed autistic adult that, oh shit, I'm really crap at most things once I push my capacity, right? Once there's
Amen.
stresses and demands placed upon me past the level that my capacity can reach, that it just exceeds it, I'm pretty bloody useless. And all I do feel like is I'm just letting people down and just being crap. And, like last week at the end of the week, one of our kids got sick and stayed home, right, at the end of the week. And then the start of this week, of course, this is going to happen. The other kid got sick and stayed home. And my wife works full time. So I'm hanging out with the kids on the end of last week and the start of this week. And at the time of recording this video, this coming weekend is what we refer to in Australia as a long weekend. So there's a public holiday. You might call it a bank holiday or just a day off, whatever you want to call it, right? You get what I'm saying? It's a day where it's like designated like this is off.
I'm going to pause for a minute. Princey, I love that you are thrilled that he's able to maintain eye contact or somewhat so with people in social situations, that he loves crowds and loves people, very social. I guess
Yeah. Hypnotized, you cast a spell. Eyes wide open, got me good. Fool me hard, I couldn't tell. Knew it all, misunderstood. You're all the same, so predictable. Moths to a flame, reprehensible. You walk among us all the time, moving the pieces, puppeteer. Entitled, toxic, trauma bonds like creeping death, preying on fear. Hypnotized, you cast a spell. Eyes open, got me good. Fooled me hard, I couldn't tell. Knew it all, misunderstood. An opening, we're vulnerable, sliding past all defenses. Relying on our hopeful faith and barging through the fences. No rules for the it's me. Spit in the face of fairness. Leave your boots on, trampling God's gift of greatness. Hypnotized, you cast a spell. Eyes open, got me good. Fooled me hard, I couldn't tell. Knew it all, misunderstood.
Dark spreading stain, betrayal like heavy rain. Monsoon of realization. Back to square one, what intonation? Why do they act like that? Spell casting, don't hold back, no holds barred. Collateral, drag you down into their hell.
Hypnotized, you cast a spell. Eyes open, got me good. Fooled me hard, I couldn't tell. Knew it all, misunderstood. Insecure.
Yikes. Fucking power went off. God damn it. Thanks for sticking around. We're good. What was I saying? Something. Yes. Joey, you cut the song midway. I saw Steph said nothing a little more up tempo. Steph, that's one of Joey's favorites. Thank you. I can't rollerblade, Princey. I can do 4 wheels, but not I was conceived behind a roller skating rink, so I'm going with those roller skates till the end of time. There I am. Yay. You're talking to me. I was. I'm worried when I'm worried when like forcing someone to make eye contact, not forcing, but training, that's masking. You taught your son to mask, and that's a helpful tool to have. I wonder whether he is actually comfortable with it. I mean, he may well be, like he may well be. And like it obviously worked for him, and now he can, masking means you can maintain certain things in society, which is very helpful. I maybe my eye contact thing while I'm not talking is masking, because I don't really like looking in someone's eyes, but I find it more manageable when the other person's talking. I don't know if I still like it. No, I don't even know now. Anyway, yes, I was talking to you. Love roller skating. Hi, Cheryl. Good to see you. We just had a blackout. Thank you so much, Joey, for putting a song on. Thank God you're backstage. Let's get back to Orion, what he was saying. Something, eye contact. Something. This one? Yes. Wait, share. He's got his eyes closed.
This is a holiday day. It should be a work day, a weekday, but it's a holiday day. So you get a long weekend. You get more days of the weekend. Why does this seem so hard to explain to people what a long weekend is? It means there's a weekend and then there's a long weekend. Why is it longer, Ryan? Well, presumably there's more days in the weekend. What do you mean, is it more? What do you mean? The government have dictated it'll be a 30-hour day. Like, seriously, grow up. Anyway.
He's not having it.
Yeah, I'm out. I've lost it. I've complete. So it
feels like me, a man me.
If I'm already struggling, and then you have these new things pop up, which are part of life as a parent, 100%. How do you recover from that? And then the next one happens, and you still haven't recovered from that. How do you recover from that? And then, like, a lot of people right now, like at the time of recording this video, could be in the Northern Hemisphere, right now are looking down the barrel of months with their kids off school for the summer break, right? And you're thinking the same thing as me, probably. I'm staring down the barrel of the winter break here in the Southern Hemisphere. So how can you prepare for that when you're already out? And the reason why I think this is like a really important kind of like conversation to have, like more of an organic, unedited, kind of just straightforward conversation, is because you can tell me, like, you can write in the comments or whatever that I'm wrong, but I reckon as late diagnosed autistic adults, if one thing we can relate to more than others universally, it's capacity. But for our capacity to meet the stresses and demands of life earlier in life, we would have been diagnosed earlier. Well, that led to misdiagnosis or no diagnosis. Or, people just outright rejecting. There's nothing wrong with you, right? But so I think if you can't relate to this, what can you relate to? Presumably, because we're adults and we're late diagnosed, we're married, are married, had a kid, the kid was diagnosed, we were diagnosed, right? The kid helped us get the diagnosis. Or we, as we get older, we build up more things, stresses and demands. Now, I can't be the only person that thinks they're reaching that point, that critical mass point of capacity. Now, the question is,
daily,
how do you fix that? Can you fix that? As autistic people, and the thing is too, this is in like the, take the DSM-5, for example, and not all countries use this to diagnose autism, but they go through, there's like A to E, I believe, capital A to capital E, of the diagnostic criteria. And from memory, capital C refers directly to, stresses and demands exceeding the capacity.
Less rare is Poppy.
And we're talking about
What have you got, the warthog?
on like an ongoing chronic basis, right? Because everyone at some point faces stresses and demands that they can't meet, and that's normal, that's life. But as a daily thing, like as a waking up every time with no spoons or lacking capacity, that's a whole nother thing. So, you know, it really begs the question: if that's part of the criteria, and you've reached that point, you know, it's led to diagnosis, or you know, and you've reached that point at some point in your journey. Roger, he's eating my tripod. Down, please. Come on, buddy.
Meanwhile, Tim comes in with a soaking wet coat because it's pouring with rain.
If you've reached that point, then the diagnostic criteria alone will tell you, oh, there's no, so autism isn't a disease or an illness. So there's no tablet or cure for that. Like, this is just a way of saying, oh yeah, you're autistic. You see what I'm saying? So, well, I know I'm autistic and I know I've reached this critical mass and it's not looking good, but what do I do now? How am I supposed to, navigate all this stuff? I don't have those answers. That's what this is, an unmasked, unedited video. This isn't a video designed to, educate you and provide you with, strategies and stuff. I'd love to if I could. I'd love to.
You are, though, sir.
I'll ask my phone. Roger, are you okay, buddy? Do you want to leave the room? Do you want to go out? You want to go out? Out here?
Oh, my God, the shorty of it all. The camp shorty of it all, chat. Hi, Poppy. Hi, darling. Excellent. That's what I need, is you. I mean, I do need you. You're very lovely. You want a treat? Buster goes, fuck yeah. Yeah. Want a treat? Where's Buster? He says, I'll just get off the bed. What were you doing in the bed, you weirdo? Relaxing, chillaxing. Hey, I'm just going to say, given that this has taken not longer, but we've had more conversation around this than I expected. So I'm going to the second part of this. I'll make a whole separate stream, the whole masking and diagnostic barriers for late diagnosed or adult diagnosed neurodivergents. We'll do that as a separate stream. So, oh, Poppy. There. Roger.
How?
So that.
Gonna go back?
Cat.
No.
I like him too. His name is Orion Kelly. Pause.
Oh, this is a great video.
It is.
Yeah, I say.
I think he and I would get along like a fucking house on fire. I love this guy. The link to this video is also in the chat, in the description box. And I will drop the link to his channel, but it is... Fuck off, Joey. I'm joking. I love you. Orion Kelly, that autistic guy. See him here? Have I liked it? Yes. He's got 188,000 subscribers. I mean, look, if he can do it, we can do it. Shorties? Oh, wait. Scroll back this way.
I say I can't edit it, so just open the door if a cat doesn't want to go through.
Free my boy Billy Tibbet.
Yes. Joey.
It's a troubling, it's a troubling predicament to be in.
It is, man.
The fact of the matter is, as autistic people, there is only so much we are capable of doing at any given time. I'm not trying to say put a ceiling on our abilities to achieve things, but I'm saying you are going to have to put a ceiling on your ability to achieve things at any given time.
Pause. Was it Vixie or Sav? Can't remember. I think either or. Who said 1 box a day? For the longest time, I used to say, I'm not going to set myself 2 things to achieve, whether it was on a physical list or whether it was just in my mind. 1 thing a day. That otherwise, like my spoon. Hi, baby. My spoons. Poppy, don't lick me. My spoons would run out. These days, I manage a little more because I go to work, peasant work, and I do this. But I don't know. I don't know whether I work every day of my life. This doesn't feel like work, but it is work. It's not downtime, is it? For me to think about let's remember how I was going to move to Oregon. Lol. The prospect of having to pack up my house while still going to work and still streaming, there's no way. for me at the moment, the prospect of, or the idea of, the concept of maintaining my plants and my home cleanliness and tidiness, nah, it's too many for my number of spoons, too many. He's a little bit nihilist in all of this. I guess Orion is on this day feeling somewhat out of spoons. I feel you, man. But you are teaching us stuff, because showing this as someone who obviously is an accomplished author. He has got in the background there, My Friend Autism. It's a book by Orion Kelly. Orion Kelly, am I right? Yes. Other books. He's got a website. Oh, wow. He's got a website, but it's .com.au. That's limiting. And Autism Fields. He's got many books. So he's obviously very capable and has many subscribers. But on this day, he's feeling like he's out of spoons. He can't do it. He's very human. I love it.
And that is different. And how do you navigate that? As a late diagnosed autistic adult, you may well have a partner, a job, mortgages, bills, kids, responsibilities. How are you navigating that? I don't understand how are you navigating that? How
Poorly.
are you getting through that?
Very fucking poorly.
If the theory goes
I don't have
that
kids.
your capacity has been used, right? You have no spoons left, and you're not waking up with a new set of spoons every morning because your capacity is never resolved. How is this turning around?
Kelly, I'm going to put that down. Oh no, wait. Where is it? Kelly?
I just find this.
Kelly, I've written that down in our write that down chat for the mods. Demand avoidance. Yikes. I like to call it my ostrich. Demand avoidance, pathological demand avoidance, PDA. This is the bane of my existence. The things that are most important, most critical, most necessary are the hardest things to do. And I think ADHD folks often say they work well with hard deadlines, because I used to say long before I knew I was autistic and ADHD that I worked best under pressure, that I was doing all the prep in my brain, and then I would take it to the very last minute and get that shit done. Skate in. Same as my getting to work on time. Lol. So demand avoidance, I've written that down. We will do that. Definitely. Thank you for letting me know that he's got a good show on it. Amazing.
I just find this situation really troubling, that's all. People could make the argument that, based on the diagnostic criteria and
Pause. Yes, Scotty, I believe it's because we are surrounded. We are girt by sea, much more temperate, very, very cold in the centre of Australia. And there are many cold areas. Tasmania right now, freezing. Laura's gone off to do the rest of her day stuff, but she's in Tasmania. It's the sea. It's the sea that keeps us more temperate. But yes.
And you being an autistic person and everything we know about it, and how energy draining, how energy sapping the world can be, and demands and stresses can be for autistic people. Someone can make the argument, well, you
actually, Life Artist, I think Don't Tell Me What to Do is more of an oppositional defiant disorder thing. Pathological demand avoidance is not so much, my understanding of it, is not so much digging your heels in against any sort of direction. It's more that overwhelming blockage and inability to get something done. So it's not a conscious, I'm not doing that. It's like, fuck, I know how much I need to do this and I just cannot do it. That they're different. Same but different. Same but different.
You're not supposed to, have partners and kids, or even jobs or mortgages. You're not supposed to have any of these things. People can make that argument. I'm not making that argument, but it's certainly an observation to say, well, I mean, how hard is it? And everyone's life is different. I don't think I'm alone though in saying I'm a late diagnosed autistic adult. I'm married, I have kids, and one of my kids at least is autistic. That's my life. That's not just my life. Chances are it's your life too. And the question is, how do we navigate this? but in a way where we can actually
Shame and anxiety fueled. I'd agree with that. An invisible force field. I call it a blockage. I say I have a blockage to that. That's how I've always explained my, and then I came to understand in my research about neurodivergence that pathological demand avoidance (PDA) is quite common in neurodivergent folks. Oh, you meant you? Yes. Same as Steph said. So I'm I don't know. For me, when someone asks me to do something, I'll be like, yes. I love helping. I'll help. Yes, can I do that? I don't. I love rules and boundaries, but the pressure of something I have to do that I can't do it. I can't do it. Like I had a car stolen. I had a car stolen, if you know what I mean, back in my shadier days, because my ex George, my abusive ex, had destroyed the inside of it and the outside of it. It was destroyed with his rageful narcissistic abuse and physical abuse. Destroyed. It was my beautiful car. It cost me almost 15 years ago. Cost me like a lot of money, 50 grand. So I decided, given the people that I knew, I would have it stolen and I would claim the insurance because it was already destroyed. The car was stolen. The insurance claim came. There was a little bit of questioning of it, but it was all pretty straightforward. And I just couldn't. I let that almost $20,000 of insurance go because I just couldn't do it. Like I have no Medicare card, which is required in Australia. It's our public health system. I have no valid Medicare card. It just lapsed while I was going through extreme crisis, homelessness, and I never. It doesn't cost anything. I've never got a new card, so I'm a non-person in Australia now with no access to any. If I had to go to hospital, I'd be fucked. I can't go to the doctor. Nothing. Can't get anything. Nothing. Can't get a prescription. Can't get new prescription glasses. I really should. It's not hard. I can do it, but can I? Pathological demand avoidance. No siree. An invisible force field.
can actually help the autistic kid do it better than us. But and again, it comes back to the same question. Yes, but is that even something? Because if this is, diagnosable criteria of a medically recognized disability, there is no cure for this. There is no kind of like treatment for this. This is just your brain's different. This is how it works.
Amen.
And yes, and people, this is the thing, right? Sometimes people get huffy and puffy when I refer to autism as a disability. And to that, my response is get stuffed. Get stuffed. That's your own guilt and shame, probably. It is a disability. Why? People go, oh, it's my superpower. It's like, not your superpower. Like, it doesn't mean you don't love the fact you are, right?
That's right.
It doesn't mean that being who you are still is on a minute-by-minute basis disabling your ability to thrive in life.
Amen.
If you wake up autistic and go into the neurotypical world, being autistic is going to, honestly, it's going to disable your ability to move through life smoothly and easily and thrive. Now, if that's not true, then why does every statistic on the planet refer to that?
The difference for me, Amber, is that I simply, regardless of money or not, like I should have access to everything here in Australia. We have nobody with a valid Medicare card will have to pay a cent for anything. If I had to go to hospital with a Medicare card because my appendix had burst, fine. I'm not sure what would happen at the moment. I just don't know. I'm sure they'd still treat me because Australia isn't America. But yeah.
In employment and mental health,
neither are great
and health
situations.
services and friendships and relationships and bullying. But hello, come on. So it is. It is. It doesn't mean it's not good, but it is. And if that's the case, okay, so I'm a disabled person. I'm autistic. I'm a disabled person. There's no question that being autistic disables me in certain situations. That's just a fact. If that's the case, then it's actually, I can't say, oh yeah, but I can have treatment or cures to make my legs work again, so I don't have to use a wheelchair anymore. It's like no, my legs won't ever work again. I have to use a wheelchair, and therefore there are certain things I have to accept. Right? You see what I'm saying? So if the same thing is true for me as an autistic person, I have to accept that I have reached my max capacity. And at this point in my life, it can't rise to the level of stresses and demands my life currently has, what does that mean for me? Do you see what I'm saying? Well, it means I'm failing in everything I want to be good at. Husband, father, person, content creator. Like, how is this possible? This is the stuff that, again.
So I'm feeling like Orion has reached at this point a degree of, this was 8 months ago, a degree of overwhelm and frustration. He's not feeling the superpower part of it at all. I feel that it's palpable, isn't it? Poor man. Yikes.
And, these videos aren't for everyone. And I don't care who they're for. I don't care. I don't care, because all I'm doing these videos for people that want these videos. No one has to watch these videos. So this is just my own honest, unmasked thoughts and feelings.
Love it, darling. Love,
just
love.
In real time. Yeah, nothing's thought out or processed or condensed.
Neither.
Or censored.
Never either.
But that's
yikes.
See, this is the thing for me. This is my core thing, I reckon. This is my core thing. I'm struggling with my life to have the capacity to be good at it based on all the stuff in my life. How do I fix that? Well, you can't fix it, Orion. It's part of being a disabled person. No, that's part of being a disabled person, mate. Like, there's strategies you can do to kind of help, but like, there's that realization. Or we can say, no, Orion's wrong, not true. He can fix it. And then to that I go, great, put in the comments. Can you put in the comments how? I'm waiting to read them. Can't wait. And, the bottom line is, the bottom line is, how do you rationalize that to your own brain, right? Because people are going to say, no, Orion, you can be much better than this. You just got to try harder, right? You've just got to, put the needs of other people or your family, or whatever, first more. Or
it's a similar analogy, I guess, to saying someone who's very poor with their sight, their vision, to say just squeeze your eyes and look properly. Well, I need glasses, man, or it's not possible. I can't. Also for unmedicated ADHD folks, hi, it's me. Or children in school, like people often accuse or label ADHD as being lazy, or pathological demand avoidances as being lazy. Just do it. I'm like, yeah, easy, huh? Can't. Same. He's very good.
Or, just stop trying to focus on the things that you can't do. But
Sorry about the yawning.
What are the things that I can't do?
I'm so tired.
Alone time or special interests, things that regulate me and allow me to build up my capacity to get back my spoons. Focusing on those not happening is like, to me, it kind of seems a bit similar to, like a stress response. Like, you're focusing on it because if it doesn't happen, you don't get oxygen, you die. So, that just becomes not helpful. And also becomes not helpful when you start comparing yourself to neurotypical people. Neurotypical people, autistic people, we are all unique, okay? So it doesn't matter if it's once you've met one autistic person, you've met one autistic person. I hate that saying, but anyway, it's the same. Once you've met one neurotypical person, you met one neurotypical person. Everyone's unique, right? Everyone's unique. Everyone's different. But it doesn't mean that because everyone's different and unique, that there's no difference between a different and unique person and a person who has a disability. Goodness sakes. So everyone's different and unique, and then everyone can or cannot have other things, right? Like disabilities and conditions and blah, blah, blah. So it's almost impossible to navigate that through the lens of what people expect of you. And there's nothing worse to me than failing as a husband and a father. And, keep in mind, this is my own perception and thoughts based on, I wish I was better at this. I wish I could do this better. Because in the end, what happens when you lose your capacity, when you lose your spoons and all your spoons have gone, you've got none left for the day, what happens? You're dysregulated. And autistic people who become dysregulated, what happens? Shutdowns, meltdowns, autistic rage, outbursts, echolalia, palalia, everything possible that an autistic person could do that would agitate, anger, upset, or make anyone else feel uncomfortable, including other autistic people, autistic kids. There's no win, right? There is no win. So even if you tried to like rise to this level of this fantasy level, it ends badly anyway. So, oh man.
You're okay,
Seriously,
Orion.
guys. And I'm not
Sending
the person
hugs.
trying to say, or
Sending
I am not
hugs
trying
to
to say.
Orion 8 months ago.
So if you're autistic, late diagnosed autistic person, don't get married and don't have kids. There's absolutely no way I'm saying that. And let's be clear. If I didn't meet my wife and have our child together, I would never have realized something very important in my life. They're autistic, I'm autistic. In fact, this whole situation saved my life. But for having our child who put me into the right direction of knowing who I really was, I don't think I'd even be here anymore. Like, you can only live so long feeling broken and bad and just like crap, right? And rejected.
Amen.
And out of place and just a misfit. You can only do that for so long. If you think you can do that for many years, then you're wrong. You cannot. So but for this whole experience, I wouldn't even be here. This experience saved my life. So no way am I saying, don't have kids, don't get married. Well, if I didn't do that, my life wouldn't have been saved.
Kelly, you won't be able to, but I can look it up because only mods can. Or maybe one of Amber, could you please look up Torrin Wolf? I've also put that in my write it down folder area in the mod chat. But yes, Amber will absolutely. And Himza, I'm so sorry. I did put it up on the screen, but I'm sorry you've been struggling for the last year or so. Autistic burnout, man, or just burnout in general. Sometimes we need to spend some time. It's very hard when you're not working to get on top of things. I understand completely. I was 5 or 6 years without a traditional job. Longer. 7 years. And some of that time I was a sex worker, but that's not the traditional workplace, is it? Very hard to get back into the traditional workforce when you're feeling a little down and out. It's very cyclic. It's hard. It's like climbing up out of a sand pit with no ladder. It's climbing up against sand that keeps piling back on you.
That's just factual. So it's like autism saved my life, but also is ruining my life. How do you reconcile that? There's a t-shirt for you, champ. Autism saved my life, but also ruined my life. Seriously, that is the paradox. That is the autistic paradox. And aren't there a lot of autistic paradoxes? Seriously. There's a lot of autistic paradoxes. In my head just then, it popped up too. Just saying. By the way, just stop.
Pause. Also, RE trauma and similar, CPTSD and neurodivergence can present very similarly. It could also be that y'all are neurodivergent folks who concurrently or also live through heavy trauma. As like Princey, don't take this the wrong way, but if someone of your age, me too, older women, not that we're old, but you know what I mean. Like, we're not spring chickens. We're not children. It's only just even now very hard for adult women and men, but adult women to be properly diagnosed as being neurodivergent. And a lot of the times they'll hear about trauma and call it that. Nothing. Same traits, same limitations, really. It's just a label, isn't it? But
stop for a second. And this is a rant that has no relevance to this video at all, but I've just got to speak this out.
It's a great rant. I love it.
Hi, how you going, guys? Hi, welcome back to Orion tells workplace and corporate people that they're morons. I'm your host, Orion. Welcome back, corporate workplace moron. Great to see you. What's that? HR want to see me? Get stuffed. Here we go. When you
Thank you,
say
Karen.
something,
Tammy,
like when you
thank you, Angela.
talk, that's just saying something. When you say something and then say, just saying.
Christy Forbes does have great stuff. She does a lot of stuff on pathological demand. Thank you. I was going to say it, didn't read it. Yes. Yes. Good. That's okay. You can love crowds and people. You could. That doesn't mean that's not. It's not a hard line. Like some autistic folk love crowds and people. If your son, has lots of autistic traits, and it's genetic, man. I presume he didn't necessarily go through heavy trauma to affect his brain functioning, structure, chemistry, design, all the wrong words. You know what I mean? Yeah, babe. I reckon. I mean, I feel like you're autistic. That's why we're such good friends. All my best friends are, I think basically all my best friends are autistic. Just not all of them know that yet.
That's the actual reverse of just saying. That is, in
But
effect,
you're a woman.
bringing
Thank you,
attention
Michelle. Thank
to
you.
what you just said.
Much better.
Underlining, emphasizing, underscoring the importance of what you just said. So if you want to just say something, just say it. If you want to do that, just say it, mate. That's actually the definition of just saying something.
Hi, Bob.
Right? People say just saying to emphasize something, but do it in a way, passive-aggressive way, where they're like trying to say, hey, not that it is important, just saying. But then why'd you say just saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Just say it. Just saying is saying it. Saying it and then saying just saying is not, right?
I say just saying
Count it
sometimes.
5, 10, yeah, 15, 20, 25, 30, yeah, get the money.
God damn it, Joey. Joey, take the wheel. You didn't even put the thing up on the screen, man. Just a random Joey at the strip club. Ooh. Hey, who got them? Thanks, Joey. You're the besticles, just like testicles, only better. Kimbers, excellent. I love when someone from our channel actually gets them. Please keep sharing your favorite creators. Yes. Also, I like Maria Ingalls. I don't think she has much on YouTube, though. Yes, we love learning about stuff. Boobs. Always boobs. Shame Bob can't use the boobs emote anymore because you're not a member anymore. Your non-consensual membership must have run out, Bob. Yay, new members. Vixie. Yes. Yes, there it is, boobs. Thanks, Vixie. Oh, it's 100%. As soon as you 100%, Kelly. I can spot them a mile off. Just gently, just don't necessarily say it to some people because they'll be like me, like, how dare you? I am not autistic. I mean, one of our very good friends said before this stream, I'm not, but I'm very interested in the subject. And babe, I want to talk to you later. We need to talk. Let's keep going with Orion. Poor man, I feel his pain. We're going to wrap up this stream at the end of this. We'll have a bit more chat. There's no point. We're not just watching videos and leaving. But we, like I said, we won't do the second part specifically about diagnostic barriers for adult diagnosis of neurodivergence and also masking. I think we've talked a little bit about it, but we'll do that because I've got videos for that too. But we don't want to be here for hours. We've already been here for hours.
You passive, aggressive, corporate workplace moron. Roger seemed to like
Bob.
that. He's asleep on the carpet.
He's so angry.
I take that as a standing ovation in the cat world.
Amen. I feel like, honestly, sorry, I shouldn't interrupt him right in his finale, his grand finale. I feel like I need to up my rant game. I don't have many rants, do I? Oh, do better. I'm gonna have to work on it. My songs are my rants. Yes, yes.
A slight squint is a goddamn standing ovation in the cat world, and that I take as a badge of honor. That's it, my friends.
Still there, Bob, but you're not a member anymore.
I hope this made sense to some people. If it didn't, I don't care. But I hope it did make sense. So hang on, you hope it did, but you don't care if it did. That's contradictory. Yeah, whatever, man. Whatever. I guess what I'm saying is I hope people can relate to this because that would make me feel a lot better. You know, like I've reached a critical mass in my life
Hi,
where I no
Sean.
longer
Good
have
to
the
see
capacity
you.
to rise to the stress and demands that I have in my life, I have created. Where to from here? Right? You see what I'm saying?
I want to start doing more rants.
I mean, you just
They'll be
wish life was so
manufactured,
much
though.
easier and more simple. You just wish, like, why can't it be just a neurotypical life? Like that,
Nah, boring.
and you look
Hard
at it and
no.
you just mourn that. It's just like everything's hard. Even trying to maintain healthy relationships with your family and your
Yes.
friends is hard.
Yes. Yes.
Everything is
I'm gonna
hard.
cry.
Everything is confusing. Everything takes so much processing, and it's just anyway. Just saying.
Oh, just saying that was a good ending. Boom. Helpful to watch because I feel less alone. Well, you're never alone. Hi, Catherine. Good to see you. I saw you there before, but I waved, but I didn't say hi. Sorry, my bad. Rude of me. Look, shorties, I'm going to work on some more rants. I think maybe the full rant phase of my life is hopefully over now, so perhaps not so many rants. Oh, bless him. Boom, boom. Oh, shut up, Steph. Well, that's why we're watching these things, because maybe you go, oh, like Dr. Ramani, Justice Served, any channels that Orion that we watch together, that can open a door for you to go, wow, I want to see more of this creator. I want to learn or hear more about what they've got to teach me or tell me, and that's what we're here for. Interesting, Princey, that you said that he's more helpful than, or I can't remember your exact verbiage, than Dr. Ramani because he's lived it. Interesting, because I think Dr. Ramani does talk about how heavily affected she was by narcissistic abuse, and I get the feeling that her parents perhaps are the narcissists in her life, and that she's been recovering from a childhood of narcissistic trauma. She's just a little more composed than Orion. There's but yes, Lisa, don't go off in the deep end with your rant. I mean, I'll get cranky sometimes, and I'll look down the barrel of the camera and tell people to get the fuck out of here. But then I move on because there ain't nobody got time for that. Michelle's going into timeout? Yikes. Shunned one, no internet for 2 friggin' days. Detox was horrible. Girl, you missed it. We just had a blackout in the middle of the stream, and I froze. Thank God Joey was backstage. Lumpy Kane. Joey Oatmeal. Joey Rain. Put a song on. Steph wasn't happy with the song choice. Rude. Jokes. I don't think she is neurodivergent. Oh, but she's not talking about neurodivergence. I don't think she is neurodivergent either. Yes, but she's talking about narcissists mostly. 3rd grade heartbreaker. Were you like Joey? Well, based on that cute little display picture you've got, tell that to my newest song, Laura, with the screamo at the end. Yes. Chat is Bay, Dr. Ramani. Yes, I get you. I got you. So, oh my God, it's fucking on in the chat. The mods are going at each other. I love it. Chat is Bay. Miss Shorty, which days are you usually live? Unfortunately, YouTube sucks. I mean, that doesn't say that. Friday and Saturday nights are Himsa. Camp Shorty from 5 or 6 Eastern US time. It's my Saturday, Sunday. But for you, I presume you're in the States. Friday and Saturday nights every week. There's a weekend coming up soon where I'll be live, I believe, on Sunday night as well, because we have yet another fucking public holiday in Australia, and I'll be having the day off from my peasant work shit. But yes, that. Kimberly says, I've been using my neighbour's Wi-Fi since January while waiting for line repair. Lovely. Like line repair, like my Wi-Fi's out, right? You're welcome. Friday and Saturday. Yes. Thank you for the happy Valentine's Day wishes, Bob. It's actually the 15th here now. But thank you. I'll take a retrospective happy Valentine's Day, absolutely, from Mr. Boobs. I mean, Ask Bob. You can get a Camp Shirty t-shirt. Oh, never mind. Princey, we're working on it. But I'm not allowed to say anything because Joey will have my hide. I'm not allowed to talk about it. Shunned One's going to be in the Gold Coast on the long weekend. That's up on the northeast of Australia. Nice. Stop in and see Michelle and Nick. Cute. Shirts would be amazing. Joey, Matilda and Joey and me are not working on a website or merch. We're not. Oh my God, my nose whistle. It's killing my life. Hey, chat, thank you so much. Did we learn some stuff? We found some new creators that we like, or folks who've already watched. Sorry, I'm laughing at. No, I'm the bad guy. Joey's very sensible, and I'm just like, wah! Where is Shunned One? Well, not Shunned One lives in Geelong. Near Geelong. I think. Sorry, I just doxed your Shunned One. No, I didn't. You said that before in chat. I am too funny. I'm fun. Thank you so much for hanging, y'all. Feral Friday, I think, is on. We've missed it by an hour so far, but we could go there if you like. I just had so much to say tonight. I couldn't be finishing up by 1, and I'm sorry about that. But, you did well, Princey. I'm so glad you made it safely. Yes? Yes. So that tomorrow night, I'm looking forward to it. We've got closing arguments for ASAP Rocky. Please come and support Crew Us because closing arguments for ASAP Rocky summations. And then we're done with that trial. The audio is fucking terrible. It's been an interesting one to watch. Love. Yes, getting feral now. So without further ado, Nick is on the Sunshine Coast. Yes, thanks. We'll dox him too. And speaking of Nick, wait, it's too funny. Hang on. This is Nick. This is our Nick. He's playing golf at the moment, so, yikes.
Good for them. I'm happy. But I just want to make sure that I am still held in the highest esteem of the system. It's not a deal breaker, but I'd like to know. Thank you.
So good. Makes my eyes water with how funny I laugh. And then tomorrow night, after the ASAP Rocky, we'll get through that. Then it's 9 Eastern. Why some women seem to be targeted by manipulative men. Dr. Rami's coming. Lisa Billieux and a CIA spy. It's so good. I'm so excited. I had some light bulb moments last night that I couldn't unlight bulb. I couldn't switch them off. So come for those. Come for those. I love you all so very much. Thank you so much for the gifted memberships, Joey and Steffi and Lady V joined up. Yay! I love your faces. Oh, now I've got to do this whole song thing. God, it's very tricky. Hang on. Thank you, mods. I love you, friends. Hills Bills. Wait. Cool. I love that. Thanks for your input. Hills Bills. Not really sure what you're talking about, but I'm sure you do. So that's cool. Make sure you hit the like or the down on your way out. Thanks. Bye, everyone. Love you all. Hills Bills, please rewind or not. Same. Here, what am I doing? Fuck. Oh, so many videos. God damn it. Chatties Bay, love you. Mwah. See you tomorrow night.
I love you all so very much. We had a blast just chatting and stuff. Things may have gone bit off the rails. Professional when all else fails. 'cause chat is babe. So much to say. Emotes and all the caps out. May have been cheese. Bit faster, please. The time has come, Camp Shorty out. We're skating through all the tough things, learning about this and that, defense motions, prosecution, and narcissistic twats. 'Cause chat is babe. So much to say. Emotes and all the all caps out. May have been cheese. Bit faster, please. The time has come, Camp Shorty out. Community, just you and me. Occasionally, Buster and Poppy. It's a whole thing. Miss Shorty swing. Together we make each other happy.